Hi, Garage Squad. My name's Carolyn Alleman, and we're from Louisiana. And I'm doing this submission to nominate my husband in his car to see if you guys would be interested in coming helping finish it. Rod is a 100% disabled, service connected Vietnam veteran. We bought this car a couple of years ago. It was running. I drove it home from Galveston, Texas, from the Chevy Expo is where we bought it. It ran fine. The only thing I was a little worried about was the suspension was a little off, the steering, and I was worried about it overheating. Um, but all in all, the car drove great. We drove it before we broke it down, we drove it for about 3 or 4 months, and then we took it to a guy to do some work on for us. The reason I'm nominating Rod is because we bought this car, and since then he got very, very ill. He's now in a wheelchair full time, so he's not able to work on his car very well anymore. He's in pain all the time, and almost every day he says to me, I really wish I would be able to drive my car before I go completely blind. He's already gone blind in one eye and has some sight in the other one, so he would like to be able to drive the car before he's no longer able to drive at all. So I wish you would consider him, please. He's very deserving. He's a great man. He and I have been married for 50 years. We never separated. We have 3 grown daughters and 8 wonderful grandchildren. They would all tell you the same thing about their dad. You can't get a more compassionate, generous, loving person than him. So if you would please consider him, I would greatly appreciate it. Now I'm going to show you a little bit about the car. This is the car. It's a 1980 Chevrolet Corvette Coupe, and we actually love the car. The body's in fairly good shape. It's in really good shape, actually, for its age. And but there are always those wish things that Rod would like to have on the car. I'm going to tell you first what he would need probably to have you look at for him. Number one, the windshield. The front windshield is broken, so that needs to be replaced. The brake system hasn't been looked at yet, and so I'm sure that's probably needs some attention. We did have someone work on the suspension and the front end and the steering. We spent about $3,000 or $4,000, but they did such a poor job that we ended up picking the car up. There are loose bolts under there on that stuff that he installed. So if I would hope that you guys could go in underneath and see if there's something that can be done with that, since we already put all that money into it. The other thing is we're missing the T-tops. The rear glass and the door glass are all good. The vacuum system was working also. It has, let me let you see under the hood. Hold on. This is under the hood of the car, and Rod has piddled and worked with it a little bit. As you can see, we have like a new brake booster thing on it and that kind of stuff. New alternator. Those kind of things. So those things have been worked on. It also has a new distributor and spark plug wires installed. When we parked it, the windshield wipers, all those kind of things were working. The air conditioner was cooling, but it wasn't blowing very much air into the passenger compartment. So if there's anything you could do about that, that would be awesome. And the only other concern he had under the hood was a little bit of worrying about the overheating. Corvettes are known to do that, so it's one of the things he was trying to look into himself. This is the interior of the car, looking backwards. As you can see, we have everything pulled out of it and just ready to go back in. And then I'm going to swing around so you can see that we have it stripped. We have all the door panels off, and the door seals, the gaskets, those kind of things are all pulled. The glove compartment parts, we have the old dash. It's in awful shape, but I went ahead and reinstalled it so I could put the instruments and stuff back in. But the console, the center console here, it's brand new. I reinstalled it when I placed the Dakota Digital instruments where they belonged in this bezel, and so as far as I know, that's going to work fine. Like I said, we don't have the T-tops. They were missing. We have two that he gave us that he said belong to the car, but they're a terrible fit. This is the view from the rear of the car. It is in really good shape. The bumper's good. We actually have a new electric antenna that we were trying to install. I need some help with that as well. This is looking from the passenger side of the car. As you can see, the door panels are pulled. I'll let you look at it from this direction. And then I'll show you the damage on the windshield here, which needs to be changed. These are the wheels and tires currently on the car. Of course, Rod has a wish list for his car. He would like to have what he calls Craigers wheels. I don't know a lot about them, but I know it's kind of old school and that's what he likes. So if y'all would consider maybe that possibility, that would be awesome. I want to show you this because this is what the interior was when we got the car. It was in really bad shape, so everything had to come out. And so what we did, we made a decision that we wanted to go all black. So I'm going to show you the interior parts that we have to be installed. We have a complete set. We have the buckets, and we have the mounted seats and new door arms to go in the car, as well as some new floor mats. We have a new cover for the rear storage compartments. We also have a complete new carpet set to go in the car, all of the pieces. We have everything we need to be installed, as you can see. We also have a brand new leather steering wheel ready to go in. We have the automatic window door trim that goes in on the window glass. We have everything we need for the glove compartment to go back together. I mentioned the Dakota Digital. This is it. This is the little control module. Whoa, sorry. I'm so nervous I'm shaking. That's the little control module for it. We have some AC vents, brand new door covers to go in. We have the interior T-top roof piece, and all these little bags that you see are full of smaller parts and every kind of connector you might need or screw you might need to put these things back together. We have all of the molding pieces that'll be ready to go back in. We also have a new set of these. These go on the corner of the front window inside, and it's where you mount your sun visors. Speaking of the sun visors, we also have brand new sun visors. And again, all these little bags contain clips, screws, things to attach, smaller parts that go on the car. They're all labeled, so it'll be easy to figure out what they are. We have some of the hoses. We definitely have all of the insulation. We have new door seals for the car. We have a new speaker bar that needs to be mounted on the back. The radio is new too. It's a new digital radio. It's installed. It has Sirius hooked up to it. We have a few, we'd like to put in some LED lighting and stuff like that on our car, interior and exterior, so I have a little bit of that stuff. So this is all of it right here. I'm sure there's some other parts laying around. I just staged the ones I could get to. Now I'd like to show you the shop you guys would be working in. It's a new shop. I had this put up for Rod recently, hoping that he would be able to work on his car some. As you can see, it's an all-metal building. It's got a 10-foot awning in the front, and then the big roll-up door. It's 24 by 30 feet. And the interior, it's not finished, but this week the electrical goes in. I have a brand new electrical panel. It's going to supply, 200 amps like a house would. We've got a nice air conditioning unit to go in it. It's going to have the air compressor. The walls will be insulated and closed, as well as the ceiling. So the area y'all would be working in would be awesome. It will have running water and plumbing, a little half bath in it. So as you can see, I think this would be a great place for anybody to work.
What?
Hi.
Hi.
Good to see you. How you
How
feeling?
you doing?
You doing good?
I'm doing good.
Oh, okay. You getting along with your new puppy?
Huh?
You getting along with your new puppy Tex?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Get along good.
Just coming to check on you guys. So that was the guy that I'm nominating. He is just a really special person. One of the other things I wanted to mention to you is that Rod is a Bronze Star recipient. He has 3 Bronze Stars and several other awards for his service in Vietnam. So I would really appreciate it if you would consider him for this. The other thing I'd like to share with you is Rod has 2 good friends who are neighbors, and they would be willing to come and help with the car. Rod himself and myself would also try to help with the car. I'm not going to say anything to Rod until I get a response from you, but please, please, please consider Rod. Another thing happened recently. We lost our dogs. Maggie, his service dog, was 17 years old. And then within 3 weeks, our other dog, a boxer, Oz, was 11 years old, and we lost him too. So we got Rod. We drove all the way to Texas. I took him to Lubbock, Texas. We ran for 30 hours, 1,525 miles to pick up a new pet for him to become his service dog, and this is him. This is Tex, our new dog. Well, that was Tex, our new puppy for Rod. He's already been registered and accepted as his service dog, so you'd get to meet him. He's adorable. He's a miniature schnauzer. This is our home. We live in the country. We're on about 5 acres. There's plenty of room for parking. You'll have plenty of electricity and that kind of stuff. That's the shop. Well, this is the home where we live. We've been here for 34 years. We love it. It's, like I said, in the country. I want to thank you for your consideration. I know you get a lot of people that apply and ask for help. I'm hoping you'll please consider Rod. He's very deserving. You can talk to any family or friends we have, and they'll tell you the same thing. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And by the way, we watch every Garage Squad that's done. We record you, and when we don't get to watch it live, we watch it recorded. We've seen all of them over and over and over and over. Thank you so much. Big fans. Appreciate the work y'all do for everyone. Bye-bye.